Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. This is EU Challenger Week 7. I am the Hindu man. Alongside me today is the one, the only himself, Kret. And today, Kret, this is Week 7.
Yeah.
We're in EU. There was 13 teams that started out.
Yep.
And the points don't matter.
Yeah, the points do not matter one bit because it's the last day of the Challenger Cup, EU or NA. There are no more seed points going forward. Two teams have already been decided in Europe, so it's just cash on the line.
Hard money. Hard money is always a good thing to come out for.
I'm a fan.
For getting better, to go stronger and become stronger as a team, try and move forward. So we started off, like I said, with 13 teams. I think we're already down to 9.
We're down to 11.
9, 11. The points don't matter. Neither does numbers. Neither does the numbers, guys. So, first game of the day we'll be following is going to be Plox versus Forged in Fire. This is a Seed 8 versus Seed 9 game matchup, so it should be pretty close on paper at least because of the seed points and how they've worked out and the amount of games they've played this season, crap.
That's true, and we are going to be heading into really soon. Here we are. Team on the left is going to be Plox Gaming on the right. Forged in Fire, first pick and first ban will go over to Plox. And once again, this is going to be the first time that Sylvanas is available. We still haven't seen him played. We've seen him banned once, not played.
We have not seen him played indeed. So Plox Gaming first up, they're going to ban away Circuit immediately. Now, generally banning Circuit when your first pick says that you're not going to play. You don't have a Circuit player on your roster.
Yeah,
otherwise
exactly.
You would leave it available for yourself to pick up first straight away.
And let's be honest, at this point, not having a Circuit player is understandable. She's clearly very strong. She is clearly very hard, and she's not become obviously standard yet. Like, there have been hard gods that have become standard. Yanis, for example, is hard.
Yeah.
But he's incredible. He's ridiculous. So every mid laner worth his salt
he
can play
used it hard, and then we made his unstable Vortex easier. And
he's still hard. I mean, his abilities are not that easy to confirm, but they are reliable when you're good with him. Bans coming out, Circuit and Athena taken off the board. You mentioned the Circuit, and then Mercury gotten rid of for Forged in Fire. They just don't want to give them up for first pick, and honestly, Mercury is banned more often than not nowadays.
Well, Mercury's still on the whole train of the last patch as well. I mean, He's still strong, but he's not that easy to play in every single role in the game anymore. So now, with those changes that we made to the major look, it's made it a little bit easier to deal with him if he tries to go into the lane scenario. He can't farm easily and clear the whole wave at the same time. Ooh, I like the bans for the Guardians here. I think it was banned, so Geb in response from Forged in Fire.
Has to be,
and that means we're going to see a bit of a mix-up in terms of what Guardian will see. Although it leaves New War on the table, few other power picks still going to be available. There's New War.
Wow, look at that.
I know my EU. I know my EU, crap. I know my EU.
You do. A bear after my own heart. Forged in Fire now has 2 sets of picks. I want to see a Ra here, just because no one really compares to Ra. There is no second Ra.
He's one of the best all-rounders. Yeah, exactly. He's one of the best all-rounders, I feel. Like, there's matchups that can go even with Ra, but there's no one that just, like, I counter Ra. No, I'm the one that deals with Ra perfectly.
Anubis, actually, is the counter to Ra.
I know that, but let's be honest.
Let's be honest, you're not going to play Anubis. You're not going to play Anubis.
Now, this Vulcan hover here that's coming out right now, this Vulcan's starting to rise again.
Yeah.
From the ashes. Quite strong. He's got a lot of damage. Easiest god in the world today to play, but if you can land the backfire meatball combo, it does do a lot of damage.
I just don't think he should be picked here. I think they could have waited for the third pick. I mean, I still would have liked to see the Ra just because there's no alternative, right? Like, you pick out Kwang and it's a mid that has zoning potential and high damage, and if the other team wants that, they have options. But Ra's like brings burst damage and healing to the combo in a major role, and no one else really does that and is also viable. You've got Hell, but she's not viable.
That's very true. I mean, Loki and Apollo picked now. Apollo kind of has to be picked one in before the counterban phase because Rama was already picked up by Forged in Fire. Yeah. And generally the 3 hunters you're more likely to see is Anher, Rama, and Apollo. They're the top 3 right now that are generally picked all the time. Loki picked up for the solo by Plox here more than likely. He can jungle as well, but a little less likely to see that. And now we're going to see the 4 hover by Forged in Fire here, and their jungler just before this counterban fades means they can start looking for a jungler ban away.
Yeah, they should be banning a jungle, and then Plox Gaming should be banning a mid laner, is really what it's going to come down to. Vulcan probably solo could be mid, but probably solo. And Loki probably solo could be jungle, but probably solo. So, Nemesis ban would probably be pretty good for Forged in Fire.
Bats, I'd like to say, wouldn't be too bad in this situation as well to ban away, because Vulcan's got a peg leg, be honest. He's got a peg leg, and when you've got a peg leg,
Yanis,
you can't move that fast.
Counterproductive, I feel like.
With Vulcan's going mid?
Maybe.
I don't know. I feel like Giannis doesn't have the easiest matchup against a Vulcan, in all honesty, because he technically has to get close enough to the waves to use the unstable vortex.
Yeah.
But it's going to be Habwa and Giannis banned away, so focusing on mids, and technically, the Habwa ban I'm okay with, because Loki has an even matchup against the Habwa there in that lane. So taking that one away is good, but Kumbhakarna being locked in by Forged in Fire now, and the Raw Hover finally happens for you, Craig. It looks like they're going to be picking that one up.
So, I like the Kumbhakarna pickup. I think he's really strong if you can play him well. He's got a cool new skin, which is just a little bit of bonus, make the character more powerful. Here's the thing, though. If Forged in Fire doesn't want that Vulcan in the middle lane, what are they going to run? I mean, Kukulkan, but he just kind of got nerfed pretty hard.
I think it's going to be Vulcan mid.
And then, like, Shock Solo, that is what makes sense to me, because otherwise they're just going to be stuck like, man, they got focused so hard in terms of mages. Like, they banned out Yanis, Habwa was banned away, Ra was picked. So that's 3 picks. And
I mean, they've got a very good front line right now with Thor and Kumbhakarna on the table, so they don't necessarily need more, but
forgot about Wei.
Nowadays, everybody want to talk, but you got something to say, nothing comes out when you move your lips, because there's Zonkwe on the table and everyone forgets.
Yeah, it's true. I mean,
it was rhyming up until a point. I was like, no, let's just get off that train and just go. Yeah, it's Zonkwe.
You're doing so well.
It's Zonkwe.
You're doing so well. Yeah, Zonkwe probably for the mid lane. Pretty good matchup against Ra, and honestly, I'd say very good against Nuwa.
He's okay against Loki.
Could be solo. Well. Hey,
it's Loki jungle, isn't it? Oh, yeah.
I feel like I'd like Zonkwe a little bit more in the middle lane because of Kumbhakarna and Thor. Vulcan's not bad, but like you don't have that big bursty teamfight damage until you get a lot of damage with your items.
You can. I mean, with Vulcan, you do have the cell with Kumbhakarna now, which means you can confirm his ultimate, so that's really big.
But are you that good at Vulcan? Probably not, because he's really hard. I mean, maybe Master Aegis is incredibly good at it.
EU has the best Vulcan players.
You ain't seen China, my friend. You ain't seen China.
I'm just saying pretty prime. Yeah, but I said world for now. For now, no one else has seen China. Crapped. We don't all live in China like you. But there are the team compositions right now. Paper Plox Gaming versus Forged in Fire, guys. This will be our first round game. We'll be casting. The winner of this one has the glorious task of taking on, I believe, Agilitas in the next round. So they need to get warmed up and ready to go, like we do, because we've all just woken up as well. We'll be right back after we've grabbed the coffee and these guys have loaded in. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome back to EU Final Week 7. Plox Gaming going to be taking on against Forged in Fire in this very first round of the day. Plox going to be starting on the left-hand side, the bottom half of the spectator UI. So starting from the bottom, Wood King is going to be playing Noir, more than likely in the mid lane. Evil 33-6 is going to be playing Raw in the solo. Sonic Ghost is going to be playing Bacchus, and Escort 76 is going to be playing Apollo in the duo. And finally, we're going to see a Loki played by RZ in the jungle.
On the other side, you've got Forged in Fire as Wonder Turtle on your jungle, Thor Sunrise Warrior on your support, Kumbhakarna. In the Hunter role, Avador will be playing Ram Gravecrawler on your likely mid lane, Zonkwe, and Master Aegis on your likely solo lane, Vulcan. Now they're moving out as a 4-man group, and they're on a ward. This has been spotted out, and it's unlikely that anyone from Plox Gaming will get caught.
I like the invade. The problem is they took too long. They took too long to get out of base and get grouped up. If you're going to invade and you're going to look for those early rushes, correct, you need to leave immediately. You got to buy items quick and you got to rush down to the path you want to take. Otherwise, these wards will come out and you'll get spotted immediately.
Yeah, you at least have to take a weird path. I mean, you can walk down a lane all day in the early game. No one will spot you unless you walk in their tower, which is not a good plan. So I mean, I guess they're just going for a lucky catch there, and I don't hate that, but it was not likely. Match will start. Vulcan indeed going in solo lane. Loki in the jungle, and
nothing crazy.
So we didn't really talk about jungle Loki. He's not gonna be clearing very well because he's pretty slow clear overall.
He's not going to be the greatest in terms of clear. His gank potential, while there, he can set it up because he can just appear out of nowhere. But he does give off warning signs with the vanish to let you know he's around. So if he vanishes too early and gets heard, then that could cause a real issue.
Yeah, it definitely can, but that assassinate can set up very nicely for Raw. You have the Nuwa ultimate to follow up and clean up kills, which is really handy. So I think there's potential with the ganks. The question is, I mean, ganking Zhang Kuei, right? Like, he's got his ultimate, he gains protection, so I don't know if it'll be enough. Whereas Thor ganks, if he gets a good wall, should be getting kills.
Oh, aggression coming out from the duo lane. Solo lane's pretty much a farm off at the moment. And Loki and Nuwa aren't doing too bad considering I'd expect them to have worse wave clear, but because of the decoy and the fog combo with the shining metal, it actually makes it quite easy for Nuwa to get off a lot of damage on these minions and keep the wave clear going.
And now in the duo lane, Rom actually getting pushed back very hard just using his health, while Apollo is still sitting on his and roughly full health. So really good play coming out from Score76, just harassing, using his audacity offensively, not getting caught out, and that's so beautiful as well. You don't often see lane control go to the Apollo over the Rom, especially when Rom's support clears better than Apollo's.
Well, Loki going to transition towards mid lane right now. He's going to look for an Just get spotted out by the ward, so Gravecrawler immediately on that Zhang Kuei returns back. He's going to soak up a little bit of XP there. You can see, in the same time, Wonder Turtle has actually gone and soaked up the back harpies first of all. No, he didn't actually. I lied.
Yeah, he pulled it off.
He pulled it off to come and defend.
Not really needed.
He could have stayed there, I mean Zhang was safe, but he soaks up some mid lane experience and leaves his farm up speed buff being taken by Loki now on this left hand side. Meanwhile Thor turns over to his red buff as well, brings that one down, so Zhang more than likely going to get that one very soon. And that's why the ping is on the map right now. Checking in with the duo lane again though, one thing to note, Kumbhakana, we were saying this during like loading screens, that Kumbhakana's actually not got a mastery level on him. And this is interesting, the reason I want to bring it up, it's not something we normally would do, is that they banned away Geb, and they limited the support pool as well. They helped to limit the support pool. And now they've got a support that's... Maybe he's played it a few times just in customs and not played any in normal games.
Yeah, I mean, it's a little bit strange, if only because they chose Kumbhakana over Bacchus when they knew Geb and Athena were not on the table. So you want to say this is his third priority pick? And it's a little bit weird to have a third priority pick with no masteries, but maybe the actual third priority pick, like say Ares and Wukong or whatever, they feel like wouldn't be as good in this situation. Well, either way, mid harpies are spawning. Bacchus is in the area, but he actually is going to get one. Toxic comes down just to peel for himself, and Fortune Fire is not going to chase onto that.
No, you just get one, and meanwhile, Ra's going to take away the right camps and share some of that experience with the Loki as well. So Loki does hit level 6 off that as well. For the time being, when we check in with the gold, it's 143 in favor of Fortune Fire. Experience is 52. It's bouncing backwards and forwards really quickly. It's pretty much all even still at 4 minutes in this game. And I'm surprised we've not seen Thor go for a gank. He needs to go for a gank very, very soon to start abusing the early game power he has over this Loki.
Yeah, I mean, but with his mid laner recalling, it has to be the duo lane, and it should be the duo lane. They want to give control to the ROM as soon as possible, because that's why you pick this matchup, right? You should have a better laning phase, you should have more control, and you should be able to sort of match the global presence from Apollo by walking halfway over and using your Astral Barrage. But looks like just going to go back to farming, and a little bit of indecision here too. I don't really know what his plan is. Covering lane, I guess.
He's covering lane again. He doesn't want to take the speed chase. He's going to wait for Vulcan to come back. Vulcan can soak up the speed buff experience as well and do the blue buff alongside him. So it's not the worst thing in the world right now. The only issue is that Loki, if he realizes this is going on, if he got communication from the new war about the Thor not doing speed buff yet, they miss if they realize this.
Honestly, I think it's more that Fortune Fire is not invading. Like, Loki, while he could invade, doesn't have to, because he's later game character. He's going to come online later. So time he's
Wondertail
not getting
solo
pressured.
Here.
Oh,
I don't know if
yeah,
hi-rez
this is
this.
actually. Oh man, he didn't end up going for it just out of I want
don't
to say
think he saw it.
happenstance.
I just don't think
He
he
might
saw
see it now. I mean, still hovering in the area, but what's the
he
game?
can see it now.
Why is
he should go.
sitting here?
He should go. He should go. He can get an assassinate off. Wondertail has an idea though. Something's up, so he's just gonna back away for now.
What's
he realizes.
he doing?
Who, Loki?
Yeah, I mean he's just chilling.
I mean he's sat on a ward also. They know Forged in Fire's there. He's trying to go for the steal on the blue buff, but with doing that, he's forced Thor back to base. He's not got blue for Vulcan. Vulcan's gonna have to return to lane. He's okay for Monarch. He's just base though for the time being, so it's not the worst thing in the road. Quick checking with Vulcan though. He maxed his backfire first. And it looks like he's got 1 point in turret and 1 point in meatball for the time being. So let's see what he goes into next. Will he go for the turret or the meatball? Because with Vulcan, you have quite a lot of options.
Yeah, you do have a lot of options, so it's going to be interesting to see. And that's going to help out casters so much, just seeing what Vulcans are leveling, because it is different from players. Thor is going to find Loki out, doesn't hit the double tap, so it's not going to result in too much. Swinging his hammer around to just see if he can spot him out of stealth, but able to do that. Loki will walk away for now, and
it's mid-cap time.
Should really go back to... Yeah, I mean, Loki can kind of contest these. He doesn't have the damage to burst them down and hog. Maybe he could go for a steal stealth use too early, though. This is not going to work out in Loki's favor here.
Well, he's going to pull it with the decoy at the moment. He's fighting 2v1 there overall. I'm not sure who got that, but he's going to get hit by the epic uppercut, and there's a new war ultimate as well. Meatball, who's going to connect with the assassinate, was used immediately by hi-rez. There's the ultimate coming out from Vulcan, but it's not going to connect overall. One of the hardest abilities in the game to really confirm the damage of. And the mid camps, I believe they got split there. No, I don't. I am lying. I actually think Loki took them because there's a 1500 experience lead now.
He might have, but I think part of that experience lead... No, experience leads a lot earlier. It was when Thor was hitting a lot of dead time and he recalled, I think. Maybe some recalls elsewhere, but that just has to be map play. That happens about 2 minutes ago, and so Fortune Fire just getting a little bit ahead in terms of experience farming more efficiently, and splitting camps is honestly very much more efficient than taking them solo, which is super important. It's actually a 50% experience increase when you split a jungle camp.
So, at the moment, going to take the speed buff over, a red buff already going over to the mid lane, John Kui there. So he's going to go back and farm. Still 0-0 at the stage of the game. It's a very slow game so far.
Yeah, his team's just not going for anything, which is a concern when you are a Thor. You know, that's a character that you're really picking for that early aggression, the semi-global presence, and we have not seen his ultimate channeled yet. Not even casted.
Nope, Thor's not done his at all. We've only seen Loki's defensively used to escape the Kumbhakana after the Kumbhakana epic uppercutted him, so...
Which is fine.
Yeah, it's a good decision to use that, get out of trouble, because he would have been in a lot of trouble there overall. 8 minutes in though, we're going to continue the farm, and I feel the longer this game goes on, Plox gaming becomes stronger with the Loki. He's going to go aggressive right now onto the Vulcan. Under the tower, gets a bit of damage off. New Warhol comes out one more time. Not really for that much damage. Before, is Sky on the left-hand side going to look for the damage. They're trying to pick up Apollo here. The third snipe does not connect, I feel there. The ball tap does, though, from Wonder Turtle. And brings him down for the first blood. Rotate for this to try and pick up the gold view, but the snipe does connect as Raw rotates round. I'm surprised he hit so many people with that. Can he actually find a clear up here? Uppercut used defensively there by Sunwise Warrior. I'm okay with that as well, even though it looked a bit odd.
Yeah, I mean, it was just sort of, if you keep moving forward, this will catch you and it will stop you and save my team. So that's fine. Raw returning to the middle lane down. Zhang Kui did get a wave of free experience, but not too much else to pick up for Fortune Fire off of that. Hopefully just wave control and a few extra creep waves for the Rum, who now should be able to go get his blue buff. His Leisure does have Devourer's Gloves online and is saving up enough gold for his Warrior Tabi in 150 gold. So, really nice farm.
Midcap's going to spawn one more time in this mid lane. They're still in the same rotation. Oh, Loki's made over the wall with the assassinate, but at the same time, Thor is there. The call was not good, and now he's in a lot of trouble. The double tap does not connect. They're going to buy him some time. He's got to go around. The ghosts have been popped by Ghost Crawler, but it's a little bit too late. Now, mid camp's on the right, definitely going to go over to Forged in Fire. Left side, got Gravecrawler's going to go over here as well and try and pick these ones up.
Thor was just kind of there. That was a little bit of a strange decision, and it did come out hurting Loki, who will now be, trying to pick up some farm, having him back to base, and not really a threat without that ultimate up for a while. And the real problem is Thor's ult just came online, so we should see another gank coming out from Force and Fire rather soon, as they have all the tools they need at their disposal. I'd love to see it focused on Apollo again. They have so much burst in that duo lane, but Nuwa wouldn't be bad either. Her ultimate is on cooldown, and if Kumbhakarna's in the area, I mean, that's just really good kill potential.
I think that's the big thing about Nuwa. I mean, her ultimate is back up again now, but if you can catch Nuwa when she's got no ultimate available, it's the prime time to really try and pick her off. Because if she's got it available, she has fog as well. More than likely, she'll be building an Aegis just to buy herself some more time. But talking about this Nuwa in the solo lane right now, she's really put the pressure on this Vulcan overall. I'm quite surprised she's been able to push the tower as consistently as she has done against Vulcan. And look at how much tower pressure she's got down. That tower's on its last legs now.
Yeah, it really is. Master Age is just having some trouble in this lane. Probably had to back a little bit more off, and Vulcan is definitely less mana efficient than Nuwa, but in this one with the blue buff, I don't know. Nuwa just has been able to get that pressure. Sonic Ghost rotating on the left side. Rom could be in trouble. The belly flop will connect, but Apollo dashing forward does land a Mez Intoxicate out. Rama's going to go up in the air, but he does not have teammates coming.
There's no rotation.
He's going to land. That's so beautiful. Does not connect. Apollo ult used, and this should connect. It should still be a kill. Nuwa will connect. Apollo gets the wrong position. The team is just now rotating Mez out, and Avador is going to go down, but the rotation for Forged in Fire is just way too slow.
Really, really too slow. Nobody turned up to help him out there whatsoever. He bought himself as much time as he really could. I guess he could have stayed there a little bit longer. The roll as well there at the end, if the Mez did not connect at the same time, he would have probably gotten away, actually.
Yeah, I mean, either way, though, he just bought himself 15, 20 seconds.
And no rotation.
Yeah, it's just communication falling a little bit short from Force and Fire there, which is unfortunate. But you just got to keep playing, got to keep going forward. Thor's ultimate is available. Really would like to see him do something with that soon. Probably in the middle lane, this Ra has not been pressured at all, sitting at level 13 and going into a block sash before boots. So, generally when your opponent's going into a setting before boots or doing anything before boots, that's a really good opportunity for you to get aggressive with your rotations because you're going to be faster than them.
Well, once again, Mig's going to spawn. The score's still 1-1. 2k experience lead for Plox. 200 gold lead right now, but it's all experience right now, and that will really help out Plox and trying to get themselves towards this later stages. Kumba's on the left, as is Loki and Ra. Kumba needs to focus himself a little bit here. He's only got the support of Zhang, but right inside, Thor did go in with the ultimate and pick up Nuwa. But what else are they going to be able to get from this? Because right now the tower on the tier 1 side has already gone down in favor of Nuwa, and now it looks he's in contestation around this right-hand side camp. It's been pulled by Forged in Fire already. They're going to hog it down, and that's all she wrote. So it was a kill. It was a free kill, basically.
That is actually a mistake, and I have to call this out.
Loki was looking for Vulcan. He's not seen. He's still at the tower because he didn't have a view.
Oh,
Loki was haunting the Vulcan. He didn't know he was there. That was really unfortunate.
So that Kumbhakarna used a hog 3 on the mid camp, and I gotta mention that's a mistake because Vulcan could pull over and did pull over rotation to the right hand side. That's an opportunity for Gold Fury, and with hog 3, that opportunity is nullified. So just sort of situational awareness and being like, okay, we have a potential opportunity for Gold Fury here. I need my Hand of the Gods 3 online. Stuff like that is really how you take your game to the next level. Thinking ahead. A little bit like a chess player, a few steps ahead.
A few steps ahead all the time. Blue buff being dropped for Apollo on this left-hand side at the moment. Ramas will be up in about a minute's time as well. As we check in with the item purchases as well, because he knew what was gone for Bancroft's Talon, has the Shoes of the Magi online. Fully stacked Devour's Gauntlets for both the Hunters right now on the field. They're going to be, you can see Apollo's a little bit behind though in terms of build. He's still not finished off his boots right now. His Warrior Tabby still need to be finished there. So you can see he's got a bit of a difference there. But he is ahead a little bit on experience as well.
Kumbhakarna is counter-warding at the Gold Fury. Gonna get knocked up here, but will get the kill onto the ward there. And that's just the little advantage from having ward underneath the Gold Fury. Sneaky little trick, and makes it very hard for the enemy support to counter ward.
It's a mean trick.
It is.
Mean trick, and I hate it as a support
Especially now that you
player.
can't use abilities on them.
Put it under the Fire Giant, and it's like, well, great. Well, great. Like, how am I supposed to do this? So putting under the Fire Giant, a nice sneaky trick to ward and make it difficult for the Guardian. He has to kind of pull the buff most of the time unless he gets lucky with the first auto. But Nuwa starting to keep the pressure on his
left-hand side. Left-hand side's a big engage in Toxic. Use Kumakarna getting turned on, but will find his epic uppercut. Rom up in the air with the Barrage turning things around. Apollo gets knocked back. Thor's in the air. This could turn around with Jean. Thor's going to come in, but he is alone, and now Thor could be in a lot of trouble. His hammer is going to be used effectively. Jean-Qui coming in, but the snipe will connect with Underzero. Recall is coming out a little bit late, so it will be a 1-for-1. But overall, it just miscommunication.
What happened in that fight? Thor went in and Grave Crawler on that Jean-Qui changed his mind. He went back thinking there was no engagement there. They'd all got out. Thor came down. If he would have continued the path he was on, he would have made it there with his ultimate. He would have been able to use those recall demons. Apollo would have died, as would have Loki anyway, and that would have put the pressure on the map. They could have possibly got the Gold Fury from that, and in turn, Ra would have had to watch his positioning. He may have still got the snipe, but it was questionable whether he would have or not. Big comes to Jewett spawn again in the mid right now, so it's 3-2 in favour of Forged in Fire. It's a pretty close game, Crep, but I think it's a lot more down to the fact that not as much aggression has happened in 16 minutes. We're just starting to see some signs of life now.
Yeah, I mean, there just hasn't been that much aggression, and looking at the picks and looking at the itemization, Plox Gaming is playing greedier, so I want to give them the advantage, right? Like, they've got a Warlock Sash on their Ra, and that's greedier than the Jean-Qui who went for Bancrofts. Now, Vulcan also went greedier than Nuwa, but Nuwa was able to take advantage of that and get a tower in the middle lane. Ra getting aggressed on a little bit, but he's level 16 with the Warlock Sash, so he's in great shape. He does not care about Thor.
He'll be able to tank up quite a lot of that damage as well as heal it back up as well over time. With his heal available, Bacchus going to be looking towards the Gold Fury right now, trying to ward up and give himself some team coverage. Is he considering starting this, or is he looking for a ward? I'm not sure what he's doing.
Oh, he's going to be able to counter ward it.
Check him out.
Yeah.
That's how you take him down, boys. You just saw it done on the map for yourself as well. Assassinating mid lane, though, followed by the snipe. Evil 336 Wonder Turtle. Nice turnaround. Bacchus comes in as well. A little bit late to the party. Gonna burp in the face of Gravecrawler, and Kumbhakana turns up. But that's it. And that's finally where Loki's starting to... you know, he's starting to be able to use that assassinate. Look for the combo with Ra, which you said at the start of the game is one of the combos they've got available.
Yeah, it's a really good combo. Can also be used with the Ra 1-4 combo. If you fire a Celestial Beam right before you ult, they will collide at a certain range, which is really, really handy. So there's a lot of stuff you can do with that combo. It's really good single target burst. Just have to time it, line it up, be ready, etc. And Jean-Qui does have an Aegis 3, so that should not happen again. Or it shouldn't happen to Jean again. Thor has no actives. And he should probably have... Well, he's going into a Magi's, so he's going to be fine after he finishes that up.
Well, still no Gold Fury been taken by either team. No real contestation around it other than just ward placements for the time being. Blue buff being given over to Apollo by Loki at the moment as Bacchus helps out Ra in mid for a little while. Level 17 on this Ra in mid. Gravecrawler should be hitting level 17 very soon once that minion wave goes down. And he does so. And once again, we're all back to waiting around patiently for an engagement.
Who do you think has controlled the game here?
No one. I think the longer this game goes on, Forged in Fire might fall out. I mean, Thor becomes a walking ultimate towards the late stages of the game to an extent. He's an engage, and Loki does have the potential of taking anyone out 1v1 realistically, but then so does Vulcan. Like, if Vulcan gets a full combo off late game, you disappear.
But will he is the question. And that's still to be seen. Vulcan also kind of falling behind in his build, doesn't have boots online yet. Hasn't really been pressured too much from Plox Gaming because the new Loki deliverable combo not good as the Loki Ra. Mid camp's coming up soon. Kumbhakana on the Gold Fury is... Yeah, I mean, they're
both warding. They're both
warding under the Gold Fury.
Yeah, each time. Though they're both doing it now. And we wait for the big caps to spawn. Left is spawn, and Combat just walked right past him. So that tells me he wants to fight at this right-hand side camp. He might be able to find these two people out. He's going to walk around the back. Does he have Blink available? He does. Got to look for the yawn. He can't target, though. He couldn't choose who to go on. Blink's going to go on cooldown. Mid camps get split overall. No, they don't, because Bacchus actually left them for the time being.
He couldn't solo him. He just didn't have enough damage or enough mana, yeah.
Loki's there now, so...
Yeah, it should be fine now.
Got to pick those ones up.
He didn't want to use Hog 3, though. And I got to give credit to him. Like, that's really good mechanics, really good knowledge there. Whereas, and Kumbhakana didn't use his either because handling Gods 3 is relevant right now. You could see a Gold Fury fight at sort of any point, and so you just want to make sure that your support has that online whenever possible.
I mean, going back to what you were saying earlier, Craig, who do you think got the game? On the stats side of things, Plox Gaming are in the lead. I mean, they've got a 4,000 experience lead now. Only 1,000 gold, but realistically, like, even in the Pro League, that's swingable. One big engagement, one Gold Fury, and those stats are exactly reverse. Fortune Fire could do that if they actually had one good engagement and picked up the Gold Fury. These two Guardians, stop putting wards under it, because that's all that's happening now, is those two are fighting over the ward under the Gold Fury every single time.
Yeah, there. It's an epic battle. I do also want to mention Loki, currently sitting with 1,600 gold in hand, so farming up quite religiously, just trying to hit that big power spike, which means this is really not a good time for Plox Gaming to fight, because their Loki is currently playing the waiting game.
Well, checking out, the one interesting thing as well is that Apollo was a little bit behind in terms of build a little bit earlier on. Now he's in ahead. You can see that the gold lead, he's got about 500 gold over this Rama. Rama hasn't finished the executioner yet. You can see Apollo now has crit online. Hunters are really starting to become a thing now. They get into that stage of the game where their full build's coming, and they're going to turn up to fights, and people are going to disappear.
Oh, Gold Fury is actually at 50% health there. Box is in the area, but Nuwa coming through. Plox is going to be able to secure the Gold Fury. Ra, now the engagement as Recall Demons comes out, but it's only really hitting the frontliners. Ra and Bacchus disengaged
and they're out.
From Plox.
Great disengage.
Yep, great play, good play.
They got in, they got Gold Fury, they got out, and one thing to note about that while this is going on, right-hand side, Nuwa still pushing, but this whole Gold Fury here went all the way over based off the fact that, yo, I've got some crit now, let's go Gold Fury. That's exactly what he did.
Mention,
he made
Nuwa's not the craziest split pusher anymore. I mean, before she was completely ridiculous. She's still good at it, because you're a mage that builds pure damage, where you will do respectable damage to towers. You have artificially high attack speed. She just has high attack speed as a character. And you have deliverable minions. So, actually pretty good at split pushing.
The one thing that's coming out of this game for me is that Forged in Fire have an issue. This is one of their biggest concerns in responding to what the enemy team is doing. We saw it earlier when we saw Rama get engaged on. He was engaged on for about 15 seconds before he died. The team was too late to respond. And there the Gold Fury was done, but the team were too late to respond again to that one. And now they're trying to chase around the map to take things out. They saw Nuwa, they all ran right to defend against Nuwa tier 2. They were too late for that. Then they've all just gone left there, as you just saw on the map against the Apollo. He took the tier 1 down. And they're just a little bit too late every time, crap.
Well, but they're also not making plays happen. Like, when you have the Thor against a Loki, early game is under your control. It is up to you to make all the plays, start all the fights with that Thor ultimate, and that happened twice. One in the left lane, one in the right lane.
Yeah, I did it on Nuwa, and then obviously on the left-hand side as well. He did get the kill earlier on. So, bit of a grouping from the gods in middle lane. Now you can see Vulcan's transition from the solo Nuwa, going back to continue her farm up in the solo. She's level 19 right now. Should be hitting 20 by the time she does a couple of waves, I think. Oh no, she's going to go back to basic, and I guess she's got enough gold for another item, so going to look to finish that one off. And we're at a bit of a lull in the game because now Gold Fury's offline. Fire Giant is definitely available, and we're going to have a pause coming out as Wood King has actually DC.
Yep. Handy new pause feature coming out. Now will check for combat based on the same criteria as as Blink, which is really cool. Not foolproof. I mean, hypothetically, right? There is still possibly a situation where someone somehow pauses in combat, so that rule still does exist. There's still hypothetically possible combat pause, but this is a big step towards making that not happen.
Yay, hooray. Happy days.
Which is huge. I mean, nobody wants to see anyone DQ'd.
Nobody.
It's just not fun.
It's not the nicest thing to come back as a caster and go, so they got DQ'd for pausing in combat. On to the next game. Sorry about that, guys. Like, it's not entertaining for us to have to give you that information. So it's nice, you know? It's nice that we're looking to get this feature implemented and get it working perfectly. At the moment, though, in this game, 3-3. 3-3 is a pretty low scoreline for 23 minutes in the game. This is something that you would expect from other MOBAs in terms of scorelines for how slow and dull they really are. However, in this game, it's been slow, and there's a 6k gold lead built up by Plox. Sorry, 6k experience. Why did we switch those? 6k experience and a 4k gold lead right now. And looking towards the later stages of the game, we're seeing the Hunters come online. What are you going to expect here? Because I feel like Apollo split push is going to become a big issue.
Yeah, Apollo split push is definitely going to be big. And, you know, Loki split pushes there too, so there's a lot of capability for Plox to split push. They can apply a lot of pressure. They have really, really good 1v1. I don't know. I mean, I feel like when it comes to the late game, here's a different question. How does Fire fight their team fights? What's their goal? What's their combo? What's their game plan?
Thor engage or combage, followed by the Thor follow-up and the Jean-Qui Vulcan destruction combination. That's it. Sorry, I said destruction there. I just want to clear that one up. I'm never going to say destruction again. I'm always going to say construction. The only reason being is because DM keeps saying destruction, and I want to get a word that's totally the opposite of that. So I'm going to say construction every single time something
constructing
goes
himself.
Construction. That's what I'm going to say every time.
Of a lead.
I should do that. It sounds like fun.
All right, it's a
but
deal.
Yeah, I mean that's their combo. You know, they want to either have Kumbhakarna Mage use the epic uppercut, and then on the follow-up of that, they're going to see Thor come down with the dunk on the re-engage, so to speak, with Plox trying to help out the teammate that gets epic uppercut, and then you'll see Zhong and Vulcan try and clean up.
Can I say obstruction? Just
cool.
Anytime someone peels really dramatically.
We'll do that. We'll make all these struction words. Just keep it. Obstruction, construction, destruction. Is there any other construction words? I don't know.
Yes, probably. There probably are.
I like obstruction though. I like obstruction.
That's good. It's for Shadow Q.
That's pretty good.
All right, guys, we're gonna head over to a waiting stream while we wait for this pause to go through. We'll be back in just a few minutes once the players are back in game and have stopped connecting. So stay tuned. We'll be back in just a few minutes.
DQ, boys! Not really, boys and girls. They did it back just in time. We're going to continue this game. There is no disqualification. They made it within the time limit. We're back in this one. Plox versus Forged in Fire. 6,000 experience in the lead for Plox Gaming. 4,500 gold. Gold Fury's still down. And now we're waiting once again to see if they're going to... They could dive this Apollo here, you know? The Thor could just go up.
Apollo needs to get out of there. And he's going to do just that, giving up the tower. Sure, that's just fine. Ra will rotate over the left-hand side just to make sure they don't get a second tower. Loki in the jungle, not going to mess with Kumbhakarn because, let's be honest, that's counterproductive, if anything. Loki would probably take more damage just dulling his blades into Kumbhakarn's thick hide. Celestial Beam over the wall will connect to the Vulcan. So that's... And there is no sustain on Forged in Fire. Important note.
Well, fortunately found the first team to actually grouping up. You can see Nuwa and Apollo still wanting to split push where possible. This is a good grouping for Fortune 5. The problem is there's no minions here, so Combo's going to have to tank up some tower shots. He is tanky enough right now. Nuwa pre-ulting from the base. Apollo coming around the corner. It looks like they want to try and engage Plox, but immediately Fortune 5 with that Nuwa ultimate coming down, they realized something was back away for the time being. The disengage happens, there's a belly flop and a blink in from Cumber at the same time. He's going to use the epic uppercut. The Vulcan ult does not connect with anyone at the same time. Ghost at him on the backside. Thor dunks down, but Loki manages to get away. Rama takes to the sky looking for some snipes. He finds one on Apollo, two on Apollo, three on Apollo, but nobody's there to follow up, so he survives as well. And now, Forge want to go back in and keep engaged. And the belly flop comes in, the Vex with two people, forcing out a stun, but no follow-up available for Plox Gaming. Nobody dies. I'm excited and hyped, but nobody dies.
Good hold coming out from Plox. Good hold coming out from Plox. They're going to be able to defend their tower. Forged in Fire finally turning up the heat, getting aggressive with their ultimates, with their abilities, but not finding the kills that they wanted. And we're going to go back to just a little bit of farming. Apollo pushing the left-hand lane. Let's talk about this Hunter vs. Hunter matchup. Currently 2 levels up is Apollo in terms of gold. He is sitting up about 1,500 and will go for a Deathbringer before Rage. If he gets that crit, there's a low probability with no stacking, you know, like smoothing feature like the Rage does have. But if he gets that crit, he can go in hard.
I was like, that's a cheeky fire giant stop, but unfortunately the red side, you're going to see Forged in Fire there. Belly flopping onto the Zonqui, but him instantly stunned out to stop the burp. Stun coming in response. Sunrise going to get a good yawn off, only onto Nuwa, but immediately back off from both teams again. Everyone's so afraid of dying, Cret. Commitment.
Dying is bad, and you probably shouldn't do that.
Talk me through this. Why is dying bad?
Okay.
The best generic caster term ever.
So always be killing creeps, right? That's the rule of thumb. You just always want to get those kills, get that gold. Apollo on the left-hand side is going to be ulting out. He pushed up a little bit far. We'll receive rotation, backing off it. And the reason you don't want to die is because it means that there's time spent dead where you can't be killing creeps. And you always want to be killing creeps. So it becomes a problem.
You are a mathematical genius, Crep. You are a mathematical genius. It makes perfect sense. You saw a big rotation come out from Forging Fire there. They were looking for the Apollo. If there was a bit better wall coverage there, I feel like Plox could have tried and adapted to that and gone for a Fire Giant rush. They would have had everybody on the other side of the map to actually be able to deal with that. And with Apollo able to rotate in, that was a possibility for them to pick up a Fire Giant there. They've looked at it once before. There's now sentries down by Forged in Fire. And the one thing is, Forged in Fire are the ones that are initiating this grouping stage of the game. We're starting to hit full build, not full builds, but full levels on a couple of them. Gravecrawler level 20, Vulcan very, very soon going to be hitting that as well. Across the way, you're also going to see Apollo has hit level 20, as has Noir, as has Ra. And that experience gap is going to matter less and less. Golfio been started once again by Plox Gaming here, quickly taken down. And you can even see Loki has picked up a Hog 3 by the looks of it there. I believe that was a Hog 3. He has a Hog 3.
You know what? I don't hate this because think about it. Fire Giant is getting pulled. You assassinate over the wall. Press Hog. It's not that bad. Not as good as Thor. I love seeing the Hog 3 on Thor because Anvil of Dawn into Hog is just disgusting. Jumping in his pockets in the middle lane, not going to find the hit that he wants. Loki a little bit upset as he swings at the air. Apollo currently sitting on, currently recalling as there's a bit of an engagement in the middle lane. Noir, actually hit with the epic uppercut. Earthshaker coming through will connect, and that's a kill. Master Aegis follows up perfectly. Sonic goes down getting turned around upon with the recall demons, but he's not taking damage at all because the ADC is not there, and the ADC is the one who's going to have to carve through that Bacchus health bar. Shell wears off, and yeah, Fortune Fire has a big opportunity to engage here.
Well, there's a Groggy Strike going down, Belly Flop going in from Bacchus as well. The minions are still building up. Kupapani gets a good yawn off. The tower goes down. They could look to fight this. It's a 3v5, but it looks like they just want to back off. Fortune Fire could have gone in there and forced more of an engagement in a 4v5 scenario. Instead, they're going to back away, look for these right-hand half left, going to spawn in about a minute's time as well. And there's another kill in this game. Forged in Fire doing a good job of grouping and actually finding a pick.
Yeah, Fortune Fire is just, they're looking a lot better now than they were earlier in this game. Maybe even those 9 minutes as a pep talk. The question is, they need to turn this gold lead back around. And that's actually something they haven't been able to do, right? Well, we've seen a lot of aggression. We saw that kill come out from Fortune Fire. They've actually lost a little bit of gold since the last time we mentioned. Up 10 side is going to be taken down before he's able to get up in the air. Yeah, constructing themselves advantage there, building it up, and now going to be looking for potentially an objective, right? All the outer towers are down. It's now time to focus on those inner towers for Fortune Fire.
Rama left-hand side here. He's got no opposition right now. The rest of Plox are on the right-hand side of the map. They've not got vision of where they are right now, but Rama could try and abuse this and get a tier 2 tower. Someone's going to go over and defend, and if they do so, see Forged in Fire go for possible Fire Giant here or exploit the other areas of the map. They've got a bit of time with Apollo dead, another 26 seconds. Ra's rotating over to defend this against the Rama. Nuwa ult comes out as well. Avador's running out of mana here as well. And with 3 members on the left, they should really go for a Fire Giant here, Krat.
Yeah, I really would like to see the Fire Giant. Especially because Vulcan is very, very good at that Fire Giant. His turret, essentially an extra auto attacker. So able to really burst that down, but Fortune Fire is still building their confidence, still constructing their confidence. So they're gonna want a few more kills before they really get anything going on. Looking at the Hunter's itemization, another Deathbringer coming out from Avador. So both going for that Deathbringer, basically relying on a little bit of luck. Deathbringer will, over an extended fight, like, hypothetically do less DPS than a Rage because you crit less often, but if you do crit, you can really get the image.
Well, back to a bit of farming once again from both teams at 31 minutes in this game. Honestly, this game has really felt to me that both teams are afraid of losing. That's the big issue. They just don't want to lose. They're not going out to win, they're going out not to lose.
Yeah. And that's a decent plan, but you have to win to not lose. kind of caught out a little bit, getting bursted by the Loki. Loki's auto attack damage is pretty. I mean, he's at half health. That's pretty good. That's kind of scary.
Well, Apollo's
coming
online.
Out 300.
Apollo's online. He's got his Deathbringer as well. He's just got to finish a rage off, and you're going to see, oh, the Intoxicate was used there, trying to pick onto the Thor, but misses. He jumped to the hammer. That's going to be on cooldown. They're going to try and rush the Fire Giant. It looks like that's the plan. They're going to try and rush the Fire Giant, but there should be wall coverage around from the members. They know this is going on. Fortune Fire. No, Kumbhakarna is at half health. If they can bust him down. Bacchus goes in with the belly flop and the burp. They're focusing onto the Kumbhakarna, but the disengage happens. Thor goes to the sky. Good disengage from Plox.
That's technically a huge win.
I don't know, because Bacchus isn't out of mana.
Yeah, that's true, but Thor with his ultimate down loses a big engage. Bacchus recalling in a situation where he can't. That's a free Fire Giant. Bacchus just recalled on a ward. This is actually a free Fire Giant. I mean, they have to.
Is he going to blink? Is Kumba going to blink? He was thinking about it by the looks of it. Goes not to in that situation. Now, going to return to the Fire Giant. They're going to sun up. Bacchus is on his way. New Y still in base right now. Sunrise Warrior's the one tanking this up, though, and he's starting to take a little bit of damage. Heavenly Agility popped by Ra there. They were looking for an engage if they carried on, and a disengage happens again. Gold Fury online. Gravecrawler going to head round to the left-hand mid-camps. Mid lane going to get farmed out by Apollo, and we return to waiting.
Yeah, just a little bit too scared to engage. I mean, you're gonna fight eventually, right? Well, I might as well do it now. Rom will be sowing the Gold Fury, so gonna get that advantage. And his crits, when they happen, are critting for about 730 on this objective, which will have no protection against him thanks to that Executioner. Fire Giant not being pulled, so no response to this Gold Fury play coming out from Plox Gaming. They just not really realizing what's going on.
Well, they didn't have a ward in the area. They should have had an idea what was going on, and now with that going down, it was a free one, and it actually gives one back to Forged in Fire. And so the Goldie closes 2 points. They're going to go aggressive onto Sunrise Warrior, though. The Assassinate comes out the belly flop too, but he's still alive. He's still taken away. The ultimate comes out the Snipe does too, but Kumbhakarna's passive kicks in. Are they going to try and auto attack him down? Because if they do, they could place valuable. Instead, they're going into Gravecaller, who's going to tick damage. One tick will be enough to bring him down, but the Vanish does not do enough. And now he's going to escape for now. Kumbhakarna back alive for the time being. He yawns up, but he's getting very low. The Snipes come out. The second one does not connect. It was so close to Loki. Thordug's down, missing. The double tap does connect, though. Wood King, on the other hand, chases down the Vulcan on the backside. And now Plox Gaming have an opportunity here to go for this Fire Giant. You can see New War trying to chase onto Avador on this right-hand side, pushing him back to base. Now the Fire Giant's going to be started up, but there's still 3 members alive of Forged in Fire. Can they do anything here, Krat?
I really don't think they're going to be able to get there in time. This Fire Giant's dying fast, and there it will go down. Rom gonna realize Fire Giant's gone. Back off. He needs to recall, needs to get his health up. Plox now with the Fire Giant will be getting aggressive, looking at their itemization. Apollo is gonna recall and gonna be spending not too much gold, actually. We'll see what he finishes up, but I think he's just sort of stuck on this little itemization hitch for now. We'll get rank 2 of Hunter's Bow, so that is gonna build into an Ichival with range to build 35 minutes in.
Okay, so the Ichival you generally build earlier on in the game. From what
as a sort of like a comeback item too.
It's a boxing item more than anything else.
Right, but it's a boxing item that is, in terms of hunters, will get outscaled by Executioner because of the penetration. So you only get it to sort of catch up to an Executioner, if that makes sense, just mathematically.
Well, no, normally what you see is the Apollo used to go with Rage and then go for a Titan's Bane more than likely as his final item. But now he's gone for the Ichival here. So is he going to be going for the Titan's Bane last item, or would he just go for the, the straight Rage here? This is his last move now because of Ichival. That's my next question on my list of what's going to happen next.
I mean, maybe he's just looking at the 25% attack speed and just stopping there because that's the amount of gold he had. And it is important to hit those itemization timings when you go aggressive.
Well.
Yeah, big
that trade did not go well.
But it's turning around a little bit. There's the kill. Rom able to land those auto attacks. Core goes down and just in the wrong place at the wrong time.
This is what happens with Hunters, and one thing to note as well is that Rama technically is a better boxer than Apollo overall, especially in the later stages of the game. Like, Rama is a really good boxer.
Well, especially with these builds, right? It's both have Deathbringers, so whoever gets the crit wins.
Pretty much. I mean, if one of them had Rage and the Deathbringer, it would get the advantage for them. But they both got Deathbringer for the time being, even though Rama is behind in terms of build here. At the moment, that did pay off for him, and now that's bought, it's bought Fortune 5. They're going to backdoor left-hand tower here. They want the tier 2 on the left-hand side. There's no rotation coming out from Plox. They're not going to get here in time to stop this. With Rama there as well, it's going to get brought down nice and quickly. So even though Plox have the Fire Giant, at the moment, control on the map is technically even, as the tower distribution is that.
Yeah, I mean, Plox has the Fire Giant, but they haven't really been able to get significant advantage, so I'm not really sure what they're going to be able to do next. Hinneman, do you have any idea?
What can they do next? Who? Forged in Fire or Plox? I mean,
Plox, yeah, what's their game plan?
Plox should have been split pushing. They went for the split pushing with Apollo. Guys, we'll be right back in a matter of moments. Bear with us. Welcome back, boys and girls. This is going to be the conclusion of the game we just watched versus Forged in Fire. You can see on the screen right now 5,000 experience lead for Plox. At the same time, they also have a 2k gold lead. However, the Fire Giant is online for a couple of their members as well. We'll see how this one continues as we go back into the action. Blink on the corner, misses the epic uppercut.
Thor up in the air, and now Loki could be in a bad spot. He's going to get interrupted by the Exorcist on the left-hand side. There is an Apollo. Thor comes down, not going to connect. Will lose his Magi's to the belly flop in the front line. And Bacchus, that's Loki going in face first. Afterwards, going to be safe with his Aegis. Now Loki turned around upon Gravecaller. Recall demons all over the place. Nuwa coming through. Apollo is going to land. Now Master Aegis on the right-hand side. In trouble. Wood King triple is combat blade coming through for Master Aegis, but Belch of the Gods, he's gonna get caught out. And Ra getting closer. Beads used, but mid tower will fall.
They can get a Phoenix.
Probably will, yeah.
Minions. They've not got minions right now. They continue on, but they're going to start pushing on. The ultimate comes out from Vulcan, going to connect to the backside. Not that much damage out. So Cumber's trying to buy some time. The minions have respawned. They're going to bring down this first Phoenix for the time being. And what's the decision going to be now? Well, they're going to take on Phoenix as well here. They still have 4 members alive, and with Ra, they can sustain through this. Still only 2 members alive at the moment. 4 Forged in Fire to defend. Meatball connects. They're trying to zone out. They're going for aggression, looking to try and pick up Vulcan. The Titan has been aggroed as well. The Titan's been sniped. They're going to try and go for an end hit.
Yeah, but there's a lot of these mages, and with Apollo also there, they can certainly do this. Titan at 25%, and it looks like Kumbhakarna is not able to find the obstruction. The Titan will go down, and Plox Gaming finds a victory after an explosive 1-minute-long team fight. It just took one fight to decide this game. Plox Gaming Forged in Fire.
Give me a second. That game was probably one of the slowest paced games I have ever had the pleasure of casting. And it took 60 seconds from one engagement
to end.
To just go poof. And we ended at 8-8 on the score in terms of kills. 8-8, and that one ended at 38 minutes in the game. I was expecting like an hour and 20.
It was interesting because both teams were scared to engage because they were scared of that happening. And then it happened.
And then it happened. Like, everyone engaged, and then everybody died.
One team won.
On one side. Well, guys, I apologize for the delay on that one. Obviously, there was a few issues, but now we're going to move into the next straight away. We're going to see Plox move on to the next round. They will be facing off against Agilitas after that game, and they're going to have a really big challenge on that. Hands are going to have to go very, very aggressive as soon as possible. We'll be right back, though, with the next round as soon as it's available.